So I really tried to do a Facebook Live, but I couldn't. I tried to download the app on my phone, it didn't work. I tried to go on my MacBook, and then it didn't work, so I decided to just upload a video. But today what I wanted to talk about was entrepreneurship and how important it is. Not only that, I want to talk about this fight for 15. A few hours ago, I just saw a post, fight for 15 and fight for the union, and how people just want 15 bucks an hour. But I don't think that the employee mindset is understanding what happens when employers start giving $15 an hour, how detrimental it is for the business and how detrimental it is for the actual employee. See, I've been a business owner for 2014, so almost 3 years now, and I understand how important payroll is. Next to inventory, for some businesses, the highest cost is payroll. And because of that cost, it eats up profit, which either means that the business is sustainable or the business is closable. It's either or. Now, if the business is closable, what happens is that you won't have a job anymore. So you getting this fight for 15 could definitely hurt your pockets, hurt your job, and hurt your future. Let me show you how. I'm gonna give you an example because my business was cell phones, wireless telecommunications. And because I understand that business very well, I'm gonna speak about that business and what happens if an employee gets $15 an hour, especially the low employees, which are the sales reps. So in an actual store, a large cell phone store, you typically have sales reps, maybe 4 or 5 sales reps, then you'll have an assistant manager, then you have a top manager. So let me show you what it looks like. You have one sales rep, a sales rep, a sales rep, a sales rep, and a sales rep. And these sales reps work throughout different hours in the store. And I'm talking about all these sales reps being 40-hour employees. And on top of these sales reps, what you're going to have is an assistant manager. Now, the assistant manager's job is to make sure that these sales reps are doing their job proficiently. And then on top of the assistant manager, you're going to have a general manager or just a store manager. And the store's manager's job is to make sure the assistant manager is doing his job efficiently, and the general manager's job is supposed to take care of other responsibilities outside of sales, such as payroll, such as what the store looks like, and totally, behind the scenes work. So I want you to understand, in this example, we have a large cell phone store that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 employees. Just 7 employees, okay? Now, the sales reps. Back in 2014, when I opened up my first location, minimum wage was $8 an hour. So every sales rep made $8 per hour. Now I want you to look at it this way. I'm not including the other fees that is associated with payroll, such as workman's comp and the other taxes. I'm just talking about straight dollars here. So $8 times 40 hours is how much? It's 320 bucks. I already wrote it down here so I made sure that my math was correct. It's 320 bucks. Okay? Now, if you have 5 sales reps, what is the cost to having all these 5 sales reps per week? It's $1,600. $1,600. Now, if you have an assistant manager, ASM, typically if the sales rep is getting $8, the assistant manager will be getting $12 per hour. Now, this assistant manager works 40 hours as well. If that person is working 40 hours, they're making 480 bucks. Now, you have the general manager up top. The general manager will typically make $15 an hour. This person is running the whole entire location. That person is making 15 bucks an hour. Now, the fight for 15 is saying that this rate should go down to the sales reps. Now, as a company owner, I'm only paying one person 15 bucks an hour. But now, Fight for 15 says everyone should get paid at least 15 bucks an hour. So now, with the general manager getting paid $15 an hour, this person is making $600 a week. So you got the payroll expense for the company for this one location. And I want you to understand that many companies, like myself, I had multiple locations. Many companies have multiple cell phone locations in order to be sustainable. So the payroll for this location is $600 a week for the general manager, $480 a week for the assistant manager, and then for 5 sales reps, 5 at $8 per hour at 40 hours a week. Each is making $320. So the whole entire cost for all the sales reps is $1,600. That puts it at $2,680 for 600 plus 480 plus 1,600. $2,680 is what's being paid out per week in this organization for just the payroll. $2,680. That's 2014. That's in 2014, $2,680 per week. Now, if it's at per week and you multiply that by 4, you're gonna be at $10,720 per month. Now, I say that by 4 because I'm gonna show it to you in a monthly way, because usually most companies categorize their businesses in either weeks, months, or quarters. Now, in this organization, because this organization is one location, we're just gonna organize it by a month. So $10,720 goes to payroll in the year of 2014 per month. Now, let me wipe this away. Now, with the 5 for 15, now I want you to give this example. I want you to understand in 2018, if I'm going to show you at $15 an hour for the sales reps, what happens. You have the sales reps. Remember, you have 5. 5 is needed for this location. It's a busy location. 5 is needed. You have 5 sales reps at $15 per hour at 40 hours per week. Now, if that is true, what happens is the total is $3,000 per week. So they end up each sales rep will make $600 a week. Multiply that by 5, they'll be making $3,000. The company will be paying out $3,000 per week to the sales reps. Now, your assistant manager has to get paid more, because if they're getting paid the same, the assistant manager does not want to take the responsibilities of assistant manager if their subordinates are getting paid the same or even more or less. So the assistant manager wants to get paid more, and it's true. The assistant manager should get paid more. So the assistant manager is going to be at $19 per hour at 40 hours per week. Now, if that's true, the assistant manager is going to get paid $760. Now, if you have a general manager, the general manager is going to get paid more, right? The general manager is going to, based on what was done before, the general manager is going to get $22 per hour at 40 hours per week. So this person is going to make $880 per week. That's what's being paid out from the company. The company's paying the general manager $880 a week. The company's paying the assistant manager $760 a week. And the company's paying 5 sales reps at $15 an hour per rep at 40 hours per week per rep. Is going to cost the company $3,000 for all the sales reps. That's going to total $4,640 per week. Now, if you multiply that by 4, because we have 4 weeks in a month, because we're still organizing this structure in a monthly period, we're going to be at $18,560. Originally, in 2014, when minimum wage was $8 per hour, and in the example of minimum wage being $15 per hour, what happens for this one location with the same amount of reps, the same amount of responsibility, is that the increase is nearly $8,000 more, nearly $8,000. So at $18,560 per month is the cost if the 5 for 15 was true and the bottom ranking employees were making $15 an hour. So per week, in 2018, if $15 per hour was true for the low-ranking employees, therefore making the higher-ranking employees getting paid more money. That means that in this example, in 2018, $46.40 is what's paid out from the company to the employees for payroll per week. And in a monthly basis, that $46.40 is in turn equals out to $18,560. Now, let me show you what happens in the back end that a lot of people don't understand, that a lot of people just see the front money, and a lot of people don't understand what happens when an employee gets $15 per hour, and especially that. So what happens is that, understand the way that businesses work is that there's a cost, and then it's what's sold equals profit. And the leftover is what's paying out everything. So the goal for a business is to maximize profit. So a company buys something, and that's the cost. They sell it for a certain price, and it has to be more money than they bought it for. That money left over is called profit. So now, in the cell phone business, there are two ways to make money in many cell phone companies. It's to buy the monthly charge and accessories. So when you go to a cell phone store and you buy iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 or iPhone 8, there was a cost to that phone. Now usually what happens in the cell phone industry is that the cost of the phone is a wash. So the company might buy it for $600 and they might sell it to you for $600. So therefore it's not really profit on the cell phones. But the way that they make the money is off the first month of the customer's bill. So you come into the cell phone store and you say, hey, I want to buy iPhone 7. iPhone 7 costs $649. Plus you want to buy the first month. Now, there are many plans, but let's say we're talking about a prepaid cell phone company. You have the $40 plan, you have the $50 plan, you have the $60 plan. Now, in this event, what actually happens is that a lot of people are cheap. They want the $40 plan. Hey man, I want the $40 plan, I want to save a lot of money. And because of this, a lot of people start off this way, and they're paying $40 a month. The average money that's brought in to the company is, I'm going to show you, but because the customers come in and pay $40 a month, but then you have some customers, hey, I want the $50 plan, hey, I want the $60 plan, depending on what's available with that carrier. The average that the company gets per customer is $45. So in the event that you come into the store and you spend $649 plus $40 plus taxes, you spend this money, you have $689 plus taxes. The store is bringing in $689, but only thing that's profit is the first month, that's $40. However, there are some cases where somebody might come in and buy the $50 plan because they're getting the iPhone 7 on the $50 plan. So now they're at $699 plus taxes. The average ends up becoming $45 throughout all the customers. And now say for this store, this is a high producing store, and this store is selling 100 phones per week. 100 phones per week. Now, at 100 phones per week, that is a great store with an average MRC monthly recurring charge of $45. So if they're making $45 on average per phone sold in a week, that's $4,500. So you have 100 phones sold per week times the average dollars coming in profit from the phone at 45. That equals out to be $4,500. Now at $4,500, that's the profit, but there's more profit. There's more things being sold, and what's next is accessories. So this is just the phones. On the accessories side, not every single customer that walks into the store that buys a phone gets an accessory. That's not true. Usually the amount is between 30 to 70%. Now, in this store, it's 50%. So 50% of the phones sold gets the accessories. So how many is that? It's 50 accessories are sold. Now the profit on accessory, watch this. The cost of the accessory is $5. That's the cost. The profit on the accessory is $15. So what the customer pays is $20. The company bought it for $5. The profit is $15. $15 is the profit. Now 50 accessories times $15. We're at $750 per week for profit on the accessory side. So this is the two ways that the company makes money. It's on the phone sales with the first month and the accessories. So in their week, this company makes $5,250 for profit. $5,250 for profit. Now I want you to look at these numbers. $5,250 for profit. This is the cost to operate this business on the payroll side. Profit, boom, put that right there. Now, what I want you to understand, whether the company is paying a sales rep $8 an hour or $10 an hour or $15 an hour, the amount of sales that come in are the same. The amount of sales that come in are the same. So if a company is paying out more money in payroll, that doesn't change the amount of money that the company makes. It just means that it changes the amount of money that the company is giving. Now, I want you to understand this for the people that believe in 5 and 15. So now look, this is what happens. So now times this by 4. What do you get? $21,000. This company profits $21,000 before any operating expenses. Okay? Before any money is paid out for rent, internet, and other operating expenses like telephone. This company makes $21,000. Now I want you to go back to here, the payroll. Now, this is what happens. This company in 2014 made $21,000 a month. In 2018, at $15 per hour for the sales reps, this company made $21,000 a month. Now, the cost of payroll per month in 2014 was $10,720. $10,720. Now the cost of rent for this place is $2,000. Now the cost of phone, toiletry, paper, all the other little things like pens and hey, I need a stapler and all these other little things, the cost of this company to pay that is $600. It's $600. Now, when it comes down to this, in 2014, what this company was making was a net profit of $7,680. Net profit. So this company made $21,000 in a month from all the sales that the customers bought the phones at 100 phones a week, at $45 average per phone, at 50% of those phones being sold gets accessories, at $15 per case is this is the profit. So the whole entire profit for the month was $21,000. Now you minus the payroll right here. This is payroll, and this is in 2014. You minus the payroll, which is $10,720. Then you minus the rent. Then you minus the other operating costs, which are the paper, the internet, and all those other little things. Operating, that's $600. The net profit for this company in 2014 was $7,600. So this company made $7,600. Profitable company. Now, a lot of times a company will actually have more than one location. You'll see more than one cell phone store of the same brand, right? So $7,600 times all those cell phone stores. Now look, this is what happens when it's for when these people get $15. Now realize this happened in 2014. Now I want to show you what happens in 2018. This is what changes. The only thing that changes is the payroll, because now these people, the sales reps, are making $15 an hour. The assistant manager is making a little bit more money. The general manager is making a little bit more money. The payroll is going to change. The operating expense will stay the same. The rent will stay the same. the amount of money that comes in, that's sold throughout the week, the same amount of phones are being sold throughout the week. That doesn't change. But what happens is payroll is now $18,560. Now let's do the math on that. This company went from making $7,600 a month, and using that money to open up more locations, using that money for advertising, using that money to give more people more jobs. Because that $7,600, and I want you to imagine this, that $7,680 that the company profited goes into a bank account, and month after month, $7,680 is going back into that bank account, and that company is saving money to open up another location, to help people get more jobs, to give you the opportunity to go into a store and buy a cell phone. Now, with the Fight for 15, what happens is that this company now is negative $160 every single month. $21,000 minus $18,560, minus $2,000 for rent, minus $600 for operating costs, toiletry, paper, pen, internet, phone. Cost that company $600 a month. This company is now negative $160 month after month after month after month. This company has to do one of the three things. This is sad, man. This is sad. Fire people. One of the three things is this company has to fire people and shorten the hours that each individual works. So everyone was getting 40 hours a week. Everyone was working. Now this company has to fire people. Hey man, you know we technically don't need the assistant manager, so they fire the assistant manager and they pour the duties of the assistant manager onto the general manager, giving them more duties and not more pay. This is how this company will stay open, because if it keeps going at negative $160, it's eventually going to close. So one option is to fire people. Another option is to increase costs. Now what does that do for you? You as a consumer that's used to paying $40 for your cell phone bill, per month for your cell phone bill, the base is going to change and it's going to go up. You, the consumer that's used to paying $50 for your cell phone bill, the base is going to go up. $60, it's going to go up. And that's going to happen throughout the whole entire economy. It's a trickling effect. And all I'm showing you is one cell phone store. Imagine the grocery store that you're going to, the doctors that you're going to, all these places that you're going to, they're going to experience the same problem. So increase the cost for you. Increase the price that you pay for what you already used to paying $40 for. It's going to increase the cost because this company is now hurting. Next thing that this company is going to do, close. So that cell phone store that you see on the corner, that you always going to, they had no option but to close. They couldn't man the stores. They couldn't man them. Or actually, there's another step that this company can take. And this is where most entrepreneurs are falling into. Most business owners and most companies are going towards technology. Technology. Companies are now investing money into technology to see how they can replace these employees. Because this amount is always going to be the same. This is the biggest headache right now for many companies, is payroll. Because a lot of people are fighting for 15. So now, if they go this route, which is the route that I would go to, which is, this is the best route to keep your company sustainable, to keep your company open, is to invest into technology where you only have to pay technology and to keep it going versus pay on a weekly basis. This is the best route. This is eventually replacing payroll. So if you replace payroll, it increases profit. It's going to increase the profit. So that negative 160 that the company was hurting for, add $18,000 to it. Now the company is profitable by $18,000 by investing into technology. So what does that mean for you? It means this. Companies that right now are investing into technology to replace humans. Now, there's going to be humans working on the technology, but that means that a lot of people are going to be losing jobs. It is reported by CNN money.cnn.com, that 61% of the children that start primary school this year are going to be working in jobs that aren't even existing right now. And those jobs are going to be dedicated to the maintenance of technology. So what does that mean for the rest of us? What does that mean? That means if you are not an entrepreneur, if you are not at the top of a business, you're in jeopardy. Your job is in jeopardy. It is time to start thinking as a business owner and not an employee. Not an employee, as a business owner, because if you are that sales rep, if you are that low-ranking employee, your job is being replaced by technology. Stay focused on this. That fight for 15, many of you guys are hurting yourself. You're hurting the future of this economy. Now, regardless to say, my job is to teach you what to do next. Can'tQuitAndy.com.